ever. It's crazy, right? Welcome inside the studio for NBA Showtime. Maria Taylor, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, and Carmelo Anthony here with you. I would ask you guys how many playoff games you guys played in, but you don't know off the top of your head, right?
Not that many.
Not that many?
In the 40s.
In the 40s. We're going to get that for you over the course of the show, I promise. We had a great research team. We had some news for you yesterday in the NBA. Masai Ujiri was announced the team president for the Dallas Mavericks yesterday, and the good news for us is we've got friends around the league, and Masai Ujiri is going to join us now on NBA Showtime. Masai has 15 years of experience at the executive level in the NBA. Not only that, he's been named the Executive of the Year. Thank you so much for joining us now, Masai. And although you sat on the sidelines for this season, didn't stay away too long, you got to tell me what it was about this Dallas Mavericks position that drew you back in, attracted you to the role.
Oh, thank you, Maria. And it's incredible to see all my guys, Tracy, Melo, Vince. So great to see you guys. Storied franchise, incredible franchise, great history, a winning culture, and went through a little bit of a hard time now, but I think there's a good chance to come and change it a little bit, work with people. I think the relationship with Patrick Dumont and trying to see where the organization is trying to go. And I think winning is on our minds, and on everybody's minds. And I looked forward to it. It was a great process to go through, to take this job.
Masai, T-Mac here. We all have to make decisions and make moves, and we got to stick behind those moves. I guess for you and your line of work, how do you stay confident in a move that gets heavily criticized?
Oh, man, it's tough, because I had one of the greatest of them all, and he's sitting right there with you as Carmelo, and when a player gets traded, to me, when a player gets traded and when a player leaves in free agency, those are the toughest parts, but the real tough part is developing relationships and being truthful to players, which I think there's no compromise. We all have to be this way. And then when you have to break the news and you make business decisions, it's not an easy place to be. And sometimes you don't miss that because you get to feel and you get to touch these players in incredible ways. And they make business decisions, we make business decisions, and that's the toughest part of the game. So we're all humans, and I have that feeling inside me a lot of times, or most of the time. But I try my best, to make the best possible decisions that we can make, to win for the organization and to win for the player.
Masai, this is VC here. As president, what is one of the first things, or you consider one of the most important things to do with the players on the team once you get there?
It's all communication, Vince. You have to reach out to these guys. You have to be honest in the direction of the team. You have to evaluate everybody. They have to see what a clear vision is. And that's what we're going to do with the Mavericks. We're lucky to have a generational player like great veterans with Kyrie, Clay, Middleton, those guys, and great young players, like a generational player like Cooper Flag. We have to build off of that, but it really starts with communication with everybody on the staff, especially the coaching staff, and you go from there.
Masai, you're now in the Western Conference, and as you sit there tonight and watch these two teams as the Lakers and who is being led by Luka, and then you watch the Thunder team who really just ran through the Western Conference. What lessons are you learning, are you taking from tonight's matchup?
Melo, you know what I told these guys here? I said, I got 15 years of Wembanyama. I got 10, 12 years of Shea. I got 10, 12 years of how many years of Anthony Edwards. I got how many years of Jokic left. I got how many years of all these guys, of Luka, I don't know where we're going to start, but you know what? We're starting with our little prince that we're going to turn into a king.
Let's go.
Yes, we have something. Yeah, we have something. Yes, we have something special here. And we build it around. And you grow. And you see in the NBA, do we know who is going to win? I think OKC is great. But do we know who is actually going to win the championship? There's parity in the league now. So we all have to build our teams, grow, do the right thing. Winning is the goal, and we go from there. We build from there.
That's why you're in that seat, Masai. Congratulations, brother.
Exactly.
Yes,
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, and good luck to your Toronto Tempo also starting the season on Saturday. There we go.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. Thanks, guys. You guys are doing an incredible job.
Appreciate it, bro.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate you guys,
Masai.
bro.
Yes,
Thank
Masai
you.
Ujiri, the new president for the Dallas Mavericks, joining us here on NBA Showtime. All right, let's turn our attention back to the playoffs tonight. We're going to see 2 more Game 1s later on NBC. Thunder continue their title defense against the Lakers, but before that, here on Peacock and NBCSN, it's the top seed in the East, Detroit Pistons hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavs big man Jarrett Allen is coming off a huge Game 7 just 2 days ago. He spoke with Ashley Shamity at Morning Shoot-Around.
All right, Jared, no rest for the week in the playoffs. We are back at it for round 2, but closing out that first series, how did you guys get better?
Right. We just had to put it all on the line. We learned that a lot of the games in the playoffs come down to energy and effort. And I feel like Game 7 for everybody who played, even the coaches, even the crowd, we all learned that in that moment.
Absolutely. And I know that there are adjustments in a 7-game series, but what do you feel like is going to give you guys an advantage to at least start this one?
Right. I feel like we played them 4 times. We know their games like JB was our old coach, so we know his sets as well. Just an advantage of knowledge and just experience playing against them.
And then matching up with Jalen Duren inside in the paint, what do you feel like is going to give you the edge against a player like that?
All right. For me, probably my speed. He's a strong player. He's a bulky player. He can crash the glass. He can do all of it. But I feel like I have an advantage of my quickness and my speed to try to get around him. But that's to be seen.
And last thing, just, taking a series to 7 games, how are you staying playoff ready when it's just an ongoing thing?
It actually kind of helps. The days off kind of help you unwind and kind of take your mind away from basketball. But when it's game after game after game, you don't have time to think about anything else, just basketball and trying to get the win.
Jared, thank you so much. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Mud, but the top-seeded Pistons kind of like that. That's Detroit basketball. Here's an inside look at their Game 7 victory.
How you feeling?
Game 7. So I feel.
Now it comes down to 1 game. The #1 seed fought off 2 elimination games. Can they finish the job?
Game 7 is one of those moments where you get a lucky opportunity. This is the one game where you actually try to be perfect. You box out every time. You remember to keep your arms wide. All of the assignments that you've been taught since YMCA basketball, that's what goes into Game 7, and that's what makes it most fun.
Basketball fans, this is Game 7.
Banchero up the left side. Banchero stops, fires for 3.
Here comes Paolo. Banchero against Cunningham. What a matchup between these two. And Banchero now 16 points already.
Let's be a little more aggressive. Let's be a little more handsy. Let's go win this 230 right here.
Harris to the rim, and he backs it in with a foul. Some Tobias tenacity.
It's a big 1 minute for both teams.
Harris for 3. Tobias Harris erupting here in the second quarter.
Let's communicate. Let's be physical. Let's dictate, and then we can get out and run.
Cunningham the crossover. Cunningham the finish. Cunningham is cooking here in the second half. He is made for the big stage. Cunningham floats it up and in. And the Pistons just keep rolling. He gets the ovation. 32 points, 12 assists, another gem from Cade Cunningham. Well, the Pistons will win their first playoff series in 18 years, overcoming a 3-1 deficit to keep their dream season alive.
That's our team, man. It's our spirit. That's what we do. Hell of a series.
Know what to do, brother. I think it's one guy, man, who just did his thing. You know what I mean? Talk about him, man. I think Tobias.
We learn every series we in. We definitely learned a lot in this series right here. But just feel this feeling right now.
Take care of your bodies.
Together all the time, man. All the time together. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
You can find more episodes of Chasing History on the NBA app. I love Tobias Harris. The 15-year vet really showed up big time in that first round. But let's not forget where Detroit came from. 2 seasons ago, they had 14 wins. Now they're sitting here as the top seed and having to battle back in round 1. Remember, they were down 24 points in Game 6, an elimination game, made it to this moment. You know, Cade Cunningham said that their team grew up a lot during the first round. How do they use what they learned, though, VC, here in the second round against Cleveland?
I mean, understanding they have to have a hit-first mentality and understanding they're the #1 seed. They earned that spot. Everybody wants to knock off the top dog, and they are that. They're the hunted, and they're the team right now that's sitting at the top of the East. And if they want to continue their playoff season, they have to play better in first quarters. They have to play better early. They can't allow particularly teams to come in their building and have their way like we saw the Orlando Magic do.
I think, for me, we first round, we talked about Jalen Duren. I'm going to go back to Jalen Duren. And you mentioned this, that he started to pick it up towards the end of that series. I think he's going to come in here with a different mindset. He should come into this series with a different mindset, understanding and bringing a high level of physicality into that court. Mobley gets in foul trouble, right? Being aggressive and taking advantage of Mobley being foul trouble prone. And also Cade, right? Getting it going from the beginning. Getting everybody going from the beginning. Tobias getting it going from the beginning. Your bench coming in the game, being ready to play. You got to put together 48 minutes. Now, this is game 1, and we also understand how big Donovan Mitchell is in game 1 historically. But they have an opportunity to come out game 1, follow up off of that game 7 win against Orlando, and really set the tone for this series.
Is the Wendell Carter versus Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, does this matchup play a little bit more in Jalen Duren's favor or less? I'm just not sure from in your perspective.
Well, I think it plays into his favor because the Twin Towers, what are they known for? I mean, they are talented and they're good at rebounding. They have great energy, but the sticking one is that they're soft. Right? That's what everybody thinks. They're soft, and they have a chance to rewrite that, right? But now you're going up against a guy that is extremely physical and plays at a physical type of a basketball that they're going to have to get accustomed to. They're going to have to adapt to. For Jalen Duren, I'm not worried about his scoring. Okay. I'm worried about him keeping these guys off the glass, being physical with them, wearing them down, right? But here's the advantage that they can have, though, because it's 2 of them. He only could box out one of those guys, and that leaves the other one free. And that assignment is going to be for Tobias Harris to be able to box one of these guys out. But I think, for Cleveland's sake, they could dominate the boards with their Twin Towers, right? With their energy and their length.
I see our director saying, let's get to beef stew. Let's talk about what Isaiah Stewart's going to do in this game since y'all talk about bigs. Don't forget about our guy out there and the impact that he had in the first round, too.
He's going to need that in this round, too, because those Twin Towers is not nothing to play around with down there over there in Cleveland. His energy, his impact, it has to be a revolving door. He has to go and be impactful in his minutes. Duren has to come in and be impactful in his minutes. It can't be a lull with those 2 bigs on Detroit in this game, in this series.
And for Detroit, be who you are. Yeah. You are a physical team. You don't worry about how sexy it looks on the basketball court. You don't worry about how sexy your game looks. This is muddy up the game and worry about what the end results are, and that's who they are. And as far as Jalen Duren, this feeds right into who you are as a basketball player. So just murk up the game.
So if Detroit Pistons are not sexy, what are the Cleveland Cavaliers? What would you deem them in their style of play? You like that?
That's a good one.
What are they?
Plead the fifth.
I like their offensive style. Like their elegance. Their elegance on the offensive style.
But I want to say thing about Duren and Isaiah Stewart. I think the most important thing for them is availability and just being smart with their fouls. And, because like you said, when they're needed in this game to keep those guys or to offset the bigs of Cleveland. So these two's ability to block shots, that's important for them, saving points, possessions, and getting them extra possessions. But when they do the silly things, like get the silly fouls, the silly technicals, you now give Life and Cleveland another opportunity because you put them in the penalty or you change the momentum because of how you play.
And we also have the JB factor of being fired by Cleveland.
True.
And,
Right? And really understanding all the holes
all the tendencies
in that playbook.
All the tendencies.
Right? So he knows everything about that Cleveland Cavaliers playbook. He got assistants that's with him, that was with him in Cleveland.
Not just the playbook, but how to guard.
How to guard.
Right? How to throw a defense at Donovan Mitchell and James Harden.
Yeah, it'll be a fun chess match. By the way, JB Bickerstaff, he did sign a contract extension after winning that play drive between the two cities. These teams may be making that trip back and forth quite a few times if the series turns out to be as good as we hope and expect it to be. But before Game 1, the coaches spoke to the media a few moments ago. Let's start with Cleveland's head coach, Kenny Atkinson.
So much of what Detroit does obviously runs through Cade. In terms of your priorities defensively, where does at least slowing him down rank in that?
Oh, for sure. He's the, he's a leader. He's the guy that has the ball in his hands a lot. But listen, this team didn't win 60 games, just because of him. They have really good players surrounding him, really good bench. That's hurt us in the past. Yes, definitely there'll be a concentration on him, but Tobias is playing great. Durant obviously has given us a lot of problems during the regular season with his rebounding and force to the rim. So, it'd be a great team challenge for us.
Hey, Kenny.
Chris.
What is the greatest challenge of going against their defense?
You got to take care of the ball. We all know, create a lot of live ball turnovers, which is, the trend in this league, to get offenses started. And, we have to find ways to combat that, limit our live ball turnovers.
You mentioned the cram session going from Game 7 to Game 1, but you have a lot of players that know JB Bickerstaff and the coaching staff for the Pistons really, really well. How much are you leaning on the guys that you have to kind of scout that?
I think it helps a little. I definitely think. I think, some knowledge there on especially the defensive schemes and where they're going to be when we run certain stuff. So I think that helps a little bit for sure.
JB, obviously extremely quick turnaround to go from one series to another. I guess when you prepare for a series like this, what's the process of doing a lot in a little bit of time, and then how much do you lean on the regular season as well?
I think you start there. You go back, obviously, and study what happened in the regular season, study what they did in the playoffs. Obviously, this last series versus Toronto. Put a plan in place that's, pretty similar to what you do. You're not going to do something completely different overnight. Being great at what you do is a focus for us, making sure, the small tweaks we need to make, we have those conversations and understandings, but use the regular season to kind of get a gauge. Obviously a lot of the games, guys weren't involved in, so you got to kind of pick those pieces apart a little bit. But again, you're not going to overhaul what you do. Just got to go out and do it well.
Hey, Coach, I know you probably never want a series to go all the way to 7 games, but what are some of the benefits that could come out of it that can not only benefit this team for this series, but as y'all guys continue to lay this foundation?
Yeah, I think all the experiences that we go through as we continue to grow to the team that we finally want to be are great for us. I know being 3 down isn't where you want to be, but it was great for us to understand what we needed to do in order to play in elimination games, one at home and then on the road, and then to get to a Game 7. So those are all experiences you don't get unless you go through them. Learning what you need to do to win a playoff series is extremely important. So great experiences for us overall.
JB, you've been in, obviously, a ton of playoff series, and I know that you don't like to make things about you. But given your history with Cleveland, does this one mean more to you?
No, we don't do that here.
I know you said it, maybe no extra motivation for yourself, but because you've coached most of this group, Do you feel like there's things you can pull on from your years of being together with all these guys?
Yes.
Because you have so much knowledge of the Cavs and the inner workings and their players, in what way does that help the process of preparing going into a game one when there's such a short turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, I just, I guess I spent a lot of time with those guys.
JB said, I'm not giving you the recipe. Just let us cook. Just let us cook, okay?
Good coaching.
Okay, listen, Cleveland, right now, the Cavs have won 12 straight playoff games against Detroit. That's tied for the longest streak against any single opponent in NBA history. Now, of course, LeBron was heavily involved in all 12 wins for Cleveland. And obviously, LeBron is now a Laker. He plays a little bit later tonight against OKC. But James Harden is in Cleveland running the Cavs offense and VC. What does that mean for the Cavaliers?
You have a guy, a veteran, who's averaging 6 assists a game that makes the game easier for everyone else because you know he can do it for himself. You see here, he just recognizes Donovan Mitchell, we need to get you going. Donovan throws it back and said, no, you go in. James throws it back and said, Donovan, you get in your bag. You see here, James Harden, he gets into the teeth of the defense. He understands, I draw 3, if not 4 people. It's now just a catch and shoot for Evan Mobley. Zero stress, just catch it and shoot it. Pick and roll. You set the screen and you give James Harden an advantage. Now he gets to do his work. Everybody, his eyes are up. He knows where his guys are, gets into the teeth of the defense once again, makes the play easy for Jared Allen. Here's another one. Here's a screen, great screen. His vision, he knows what's there already. He's just waiting and waiting for the play to develop to get Jared Allen an easy bucket. He can read the court. He understands when it's time for him to shoot, when it's time to get off the ball to make the play, the right play for someone. And like you've said multiple times, he was brought there for a reason to do just that, to make the game easier for the bigs and allow Donovan Mitchell just to be a scorer. And I'm looking for a lot of that tonight early in the game.
Has that happened, Melo? Those two things that he just mentioned?
So far, so good. It was a little up and down in the first series against Toronto, but no matter what happened in that series, this is the series that Cleveland brought James in here for, and they cleared house. This is the reason why they went all in. This is us putting us in the championship conversation. If we can get through this series as the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it's not going to be easy for for Cleveland to do that.
Right.
This is a real series that we're about to watch, and to me it's pretty even. It's an evenly matched series.
Yeah, listen, Harden has been with the Cavaliers for exactly 33 games if we're including the playoffs, so obviously still working through some things, but it's an important series, and that's because they're going against a Detroit Pistons team. They've built their chemistry over the course of a season. They had 60 wins, and offensively, what have you seen from them specifically in this postseason so far?
Well, they got to deal with the guy that makes everything work for Detroit. And what we want Duren to do is just set great screens, right, to free up Cade a little bit, get his man off his body, and throw him lobs. And here is just greatness. Guys getting confused, leave Cade wide open, and Duren just doing what he does best in a crowd of Magic people, just getting rebounds and putting it back up. Here he is, being a reliever for Cade to open him up on the perimeter, getting easy shots, wide open right there in the corner for Tobias Harris is going to be key for them to win this series. And this is Cade just being an all-NBA type guy, splitting 2 guys, actually it's 3 there to get an easy basket. This is what they're going to have to slow down. And you can try to throw all kind of defenses at him. He's seen it all. He moves at his pace. He's going to do what he does. It's just up to the Cleveland Cavaliers to slow down the other guys. Gotcha. You're going to have a very tough time slowing this guy down right here because he's going to get wherever he wants on the basketball court.
The one Achilles heel for Cade Cunningham that I think he if they want to become a championship team, he has all the skills. 5.9 turnovers in the playoffs right now is the one thing that can hurt them in a series that is going to be tight. Because as they move further, if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, if they make it to the finals, almost 6 turnovers, that can hurt your team.
I mean, this is a very physical team that causes a lot of chaos on the defensive end, and the other guy on the other side
does the same thing. I agree. Well, we're talking about Cade right now.
Yeah. Cade might be offset, but I'm gonna say this to you guys: with James Harden running those pick and rolls, and having Duren in that drop coverage, he's so good at being able to slow the guard down coming off of that pick and roll and getting back to the roll guy. So it's going to be interesting to see how James get downhill because his effort on the pick and roll is incredible on how he's able to do multiple things guarding the pick and roll, and I'm talking about Jalen Duren.
Gotcha. Well, we'll see how that all maps out in those matchups here tonight. Let's get to Jay Croucher, though. He's back with his star player parlay from DraftKings Sportsbook. Who you rolling with tonight, Jay?
We were just talking about him, Maria. I'm rolling with Jalen Duren, 18-plus points as the first leg. Look, rough first round for Jalen Duren, but that's one 7-game sample against one specific opponent. We have a full season sample of Jalen Duren playing like an all-NBA player.
In the West, we already saw Game 1 of the Timberwolves and Spurs. Ant-Man came back, and despite the fact that Wemby had a triple-double and 12 blocks, setting an NBA playoff record, they got the win. They stole one on the road, and we're going to see Game 1 of the Lakers and Thunder. Tip-off is set for 8:42 on NBC and Peacock. So let's dig a little bit into that game. Lakers looking to make it to the conference finals for the first time since 2023. But I want to start with OKC. Listen, they got a sweep against the Phoenix Suns. 4 games, never looked like they were down and or out. Are we talking about a situation where they're going to win 8 straight games and then make their way to the Western Conference Finals, T-Mac?
I mean, this is the defending champs we talk about, a very confident group that's on a mission to win another title, have the 2-time MVP on their team. It's just going to be very hard for the Lakers to stop SGA and the gang. I mean, when you talk about the depth that they had that the Lakers don't have, I don't know how you match up with these guys because the OKC, the guys on their bench, they could come in for 25, 30 minutes, but how they play is really not that much of a drop-off when you're talking about the bench coming in for the starters. So with that being said, the Lakers cannot match up with that. They have to almost play a perfect game to beat these guys, and I don't know if they have the personnel for that.
And if you're OKC, you come out and you send a message. You let the Lakers know. You send a message like, hey, guys,
don't play around.
Welcome to the second round, but not against us.
But can
take care of business.
Can somebody say what the average number was in
15.
the 15
They're
in the regular
15-point
season?
dogs, yeah. Okay. That's the largest, I think, dog that LeBron James has ever been in a playoff game. He's 41 years old, okay? And he's played in 299 of these. And so down bad going into it. But it's because it's OKC. I mean, this is a team that hasn't shown too many warts throughout the regular season.
They don't have that many holes in their game. And in their system, offensively, defensively, it's not that many holes. They not a great rebounding team. I would say that. OKC is not a great rebounding team, defensive rebounding team. When you talk about what I think the Lakers could do, and we said it's not that many things, but I think Austin Reeves have to hunt. He got to go hunting out there. He have to look to score the ball. He have to be aggressive offensively. With Luka out, he has to go. He has to be that hunter. LaRavia, but also Rui. Rui have to continue cooking. He had a really good first round. He has to continue staying in that flow and continue cooking. Who else I'm talking about? Ayton, right? And Ayton had a really good series, too, as well. Offensive rebounding. He has to be aggressive on the offensive rebounding tip. And LeBron, right? I'm not expecting LeBron to have a perfect game or be the best guy out there for the whole game. But can LeBron steal one quarter? If LeBron can get one quarter and just keep the game interested that way, then now the Lakers may have a chance in this game.
The Lakers also have to control the possession game. I don't think they need to play fast to keep up with OKC and their style, playing fast, getting into transition. I think they need to control how they play. Yes, when the opportunity there, you see layup, you go take it. But just to play fast, I don't think so, because I agree, Ayton has a huge role and responsibility. Can he create extra possessions for the Lakers to give them more opportunities?
Ayton's going to have to play out of his mind in this series. Like, you're going to have to ratchet up a little bit more. And that's with everybody to compete against this team, because they're going to come at you. And they don't care if it's a 25-point blowout. They're not slowing down. They're going to continue to execute and keep coming downhill and getting at you and passing that ball out, knocking down threes. And when you play in the OKC, you know how the crowd is there, Mel. You play. It's rowdy. It's rowdy, it's loud, and they feed off of that, and it can get very dangerous.
We've been there when they're rolling, for sure.
Absolutely. So we haven't talked about the Lakers. They have to be willing to make and take tough shots against OKC. You have to make tough shots. You have to take tough shots. They're going to have to be willing to live with those tough shots from Austin, from LeBron, from everybody else, because they're going to force you, the Thunder's going to force you into taking tough shots. This is what the OKC do. They sit in the paint, they sit in the gaps, they steal, and they run out off of your turnover. So if you're taking a bad shot, if you're turning the ball over, OKC is going to kill you with
so
that.
I know we laugh and joke about, you know, how this series is lopsided, but I do want to give JJ and LeBron an opportunity, a chance. I just want to see their basketball acumen, right? Because they are smart basketball players and they understand the game. So I want to see what that game plan is, just like he did with the Houston Rockets, right? He came out with a game plan, it worked for him. So I want to see what he's going to do.
I think we're going to see some double teams today on Shea. They're going to get the ball out of Shea's hand.
You know what is kind of cool? This is the first time that we're going to see LeBron James going against Shea in the playoffs, and Shea has already said he's looking forward to the matchup, just being able to test himself against one of the greatest of all time, even though he did say he's a little outside his prime. But it's fun, and I'm like, not Shea